Japanese gardeners have been growing plants in tiny spaces for centuries, and their techniques produce results that seem impossible. These 6 secrets make plants grow faster and healthier without expensive products or complicated methods. Most Western gardening advice focuses on feeding plants constantly with commercial fertilizers. Japanese methods work differently. They create conditions where plants naturally thrive with minimal intervention. The difference shows up in stronger root systems, better disease resistance, and faster growth rates. These aren't mystical practices. They're based on understanding soil biology, plant stress responses, and nutrient availability. Each technique addresses a specific problem most gardeners face. The best part is you can implement all of them with materials that cost almost nothing or are already in your kitchen. Akadama is volcanic clay granules that Japanese bonsai growers have used for generations. It improves soil aeration and moisture balance better than perlite or vermiculite. The granules are porous and hold water inside while creating air spaces between them, giving roots both moisture and oxygen simultaneously. You can buy Akadama online from bonsai suppliers for about $15 per bag. Use it as a thin layer at the bottom of pots before adding potting mix, or mix it into the top 2 inches of soil at 20% by volume. For containers, spread half an inch of Akadama granules at the bottom before filling with potting mix. Water drains through to this layer where it's held temporarily, then released slowly back to roots as soil dries. For garden beds, mix Akadama into the top layer at 1 part Akadama to 5 parts native soil. The granules break up dense soil structure and create channels for root growth. Roots respond within 2 to 3 weeks with new white root tips and faster growth. If you can't find Akadama, small grain pumice works similarly. Shirakashi is the Japanese evergreen oak. Its leaves contain natural compounds that suppress fungal growth and stabilize soil temperature. Using dried Shirakashi leaves as mulch provides better disease protection than regular wood chips. The leaves break down slowly, releasing tannins that inhibit fungal spores and create a barrier, reducing splash-up during watering. If you can't find Shirakashi, regular oak leaves work with less potency. Collect fallen oak leaves in autumn when dry and brown. Avoid leaves from treated areas or roadsides. Crush them slightly to prevent matting and apply a 2 to 3 inch layer around plants, keeping mulch away from stems. The mulch moderates soil temperature swings, keeping root zones 10 to 15 degrees cooler in summer and insulating against hard freezes in winter. This stability reduces plant stress and allows roots to function efficiently year-round. Oak leaf mulch lasts 8 to 12 months before fully decomposing. As it breaks down, it adds organic matter and slightly acidifies soil, benefiting many vegetables and flowers. Refresh the layer once or twice per year. Mikan are Japanese mandarin oranges. Their peels contain oils and compounds that stimulate plant growth and control fungal problems. Fermenting the peels extracts these compounds into a liquid you can use as a plant tonic. Save peels from 6 to 8 mandarins or tangerines. Chop them into small pieces about half an inch across. Place in a quart jar and cover with water. Add 1 tablespoon of brown sugar to feed fermentation. Cover with a breathable cloth and secure it. Let the mixture ferment at room temperature for 1 week. Stir daily and watch for bubbles indicating active fermentation. After a week, the liquid will smell citrusy with a slight fermented edge. Strain out all solid material and store the liquid in the refrigerator for up to 1 month. Dilute heavily before use, 1 tablespoon per gallon of water. The citrus oils contain compounds that inhibit fungal growth on leaves and soil surface. Spray the diluted mixture on plant leaves in early morning or use it as a soil drench. The growth-stimulating effect comes from small amounts of natural auxins and cytokinins in citrus peels. These plant hormones trigger growth responses when absorbed through roots or leaves. Use the Mikan peel infusion every 2 weeks during active growing season. Plants respond with darker green foliage and improved resistance to powdery mildew and other fungal issues. The effect is subtle but cumulative over several applications. Green tea contains antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress in plants. Using cooled green tea as a root rinse or foliar spray helps transplants recover faster. When plants are moved, their roots are damaged and exposed to air. This causes oxidative stress at the cellular level. Antioxidants in green tea help neutralize these damaging reactions. Brew regular green tea using 1 tea bag per cup of water. Let it steep for 10 minutes to extract maximum compounds. Allow it to cool completely to room temperature. Never use hot or warm tea on plants. For transplanting, prepare the tea beforehand and have it ready. When you remove a plant from its container, gently rinse the root ball with the cooled tea before replanting. This coats roots with antioxidant compounds that reduce transplant shock. For established plants showing stress from heat, wind, or other factors, spray cooled green tea directly on leaves in the evening. The leaf surface absorbs small amounts of the antioxidants. Use green tea treatment within a few hours of brewing for best results. The antioxidant compounds degrade quickly once exposed to air. You can apply green tea rinse or spray once per week during stressful periods, but it's most effective as a one-time treatment during transplanting. Plants treated with green tea show less wilting after transplanting and resume growth faster. The difference is most noticeable on sensitive plants like tomatoes, peppers, and herbs that typically struggle with transplant shock. Sumi is traditional Japanese hardwood charcoal made through slow burning with limited oxygen. It differs from BBQ charcoal, which contains additives. Sumi has a porous structure that beneficial soil microbes colonize. Crushing sumi into powder and mixing it into soil creates habitat for bacteria and fungi that improve nutrient cycling and help plants access minerals. The charcoal improves drainage in heavy soils while increasing water retention in sandy soils. This works because the porous structure holds water inside particles, while the particles create air spaces between them. If you can't find authentic sumi, look for biochar or hardwood lump charcoal without additives. Avoid briquettes. Crush the charcoal into small pieces using a hammer and cloth bag, creating particles from dust to quarter-inch size. Wear a dust mask. Mix the crushed charcoal into soil at 10% by volume, working it into the top 6 inches. For containers, mix thoroughly with potting mix before planting. Benefits appear gradually over weeks as microbial populations establish. Roots grow more vigorously and plants show improved tolerance to both overwatering and drought. The charcoal remains active for years. This technique seems counterintuitive since salt water kills most plants. But heavily diluted seawater at 1 part per thousand provides trace minerals that improve germination and early seedling vigor. Ocean water contains dozens of minerals in the exact ratios living organisms evolved with. Plants need many of these in tiny amounts. Commercial seed starting mixes often lack these trace elements. The diluted seawater treatment provides them. Mix 1 teaspoon of seawater with 1 gallon of plain water. If you don't have access to seawater, dissolve a tiny pinch of sea salt in water, about 1/16 teaspoon per gallon. Soak seeds in this solution for 4 to 6 hours before planting. Not all seeds benefit equally. Large seeds like beans, peas, squash, and melons respond well. Tiny seeds like lettuce or carrot don't need it. The mineral exposure triggers metabolic processes that speed germination. Seeds treated this way often sprout 1 to 2 days faster than untreated seeds. More importantly, the resulting seedlings have stronger stems and better root development in the first 2 weeks of growth. Use this treatment only once before planting. Don't water seedlings with diluted seawater. That will cause salt buildup and damage. The brief soak provides enough trace minerals to benefit early growth without risking salt toxicity. These 6 techniques work independently, but combining them creates stronger cumulative effects. Use Akadama in containers with Shirakashi oak mulch on top for optimal root conditions and disease prevention. Apply Mekan peel infusion as foliar spray while using green tea for transplant stress. Citrus compounds work on leaves while tea antioxidants protect roots. Mix sumi charcoal into soil and use seawater seed soak for complementary benefits. A complete strategy addresses all growth phases. Pre-treat seeds with diluted seawater, plant in soil amended with charcoal and akadama, apply oak leaf mulch after planting, Use green tea when transplanting, and spray with mycin infusion every 2 weeks. This covers germination, root development, disease prevention, stress reduction, and ongoing growth support with minimal investment compared to commercial products. Using too much of any treatment causes problems. More isn't better with these techniques. Follow dilution ratios carefully, especially for the mycin infusion and seawater soak. Concentrated solutions damage rather than help. Applying treatments to stressed or diseased plants won't fix existing problems. These are preventative and growth-enhancing techniques, not cures. Start with healthy plants and use the methods to maintain vigor and prevent issues. Expecting immediate dramatic results leads to disappointment. These techniques work gradually by improving soil conditions and plant metabolism. Benefits accumulate over weeks and months. Using treatments too frequently wastes materials and can cause nutrient imbalances. Stick to recommended application schedules. Most of these work best when used sparingly at key growth stages rather than constantly. Japanese techniques developed in Japan's humid subtropical climate. Adapt them to your conditions. In dry climates, Akadama and sumi charcoal become even more valuable for water retention. In humid areas, focus on the disease-preventing aspects of oak leaf mulch and mikan infusion. Cold climate gardeners should apply oak mulch thicker for winter insulation. Hot climate gardeners benefit most from green tea stress reduction during heat waves. The seawater seed treatment works universally, but timing matters. Soak seeds right before planting when soil temperature is appropriate for that crop. Test these techniques on a few plants first before applying to your entire garden. Observe results and adjust based on your specific soil type, climate, and crops. Start with the two easiest techniques: green tea for transplants and oak leaf mulch. Both require minimal preparation and show clear results. Once comfortable with those, add the seawater seed soak for your next planting. It takes minutes and costs nothing if you have sea salt. When you need to repot plants or improve soil, incorporate Akadama or sumi charcoal. These require more preparation, but provide long-lasting benefits. Save citrus peels and make your first mycin infusion when you have enough. Use it on a few plants and observe the response before scaling up. These Japanese gardening secrets work because they address fundamental plant needs through natural materials and simple processes. Try them this growing season and watch your plants respond.